everybody, and welcome to Coffee Chat with Jeannie and Cindy, our Bnow women. And here we are.
No coffee today. I'm having iced tea because it's hot here in Texas.
It's hot in Texas. Normally, what we like to do is just talk about something, but now we want to start a series of speaking about powerful, powerful women. And a lot of people don't know who Emily Morgan is. But they do know there's a yellow rose in Texas that I am going to see. And that song was actually written for Emily Morgan. So explain, Jeannie, what a mulatto is.
She was, the yellow rose of Texas is what they ended up, the people in Texas at that time during the formation of the Republic of Texas and the Alamo and all of that. She was a slave that had been brought from Galveston to San Antonio, and she was part black and part white. And they called people like that. The correct term was mulatto, but they called them high yellow. High yellow, because they had a lot of white in their skin. And so she was called a high yellow. And then as she helped out with with everything that went on with forming Texas as a Republican, pulling away from Mexico, they called her the Yellow Rose of Texas. So
exactly. So what happened was she came with a man named Morgan who had all kinds of slaves. And actually, at that time, slavery was not legal. So he paid them all $1 and called them his workers, something like that. Whatever. He went around. But Santa Anna he had been in Goliad, and he had done some horrible things in Goliad. After the Alamo, he had wiped out everybody at the Alamo, and then he went to Goliad and killed all the prisoners there, all the Texas prisoners. There was quite a few, over 300, I believe. And so she was out there, and she ended up going with him. Now, I've heard different stories. One of the more romantic stories is that he was taken by her very much. And he said, "You're coming out with me." And so the story is that she went with Santa Anna, and they were in San Jacinto. Well, the Texas Republic, Houston and his army were only about a mile away. But for some reason, he laid down his guard a little bit and got in the tent with Emily Morgan. And she somehow, the part of the legend is that she got word that he would be busy with her in this tent. When Houston's army came, it took 18 minutes. 18 minutes for the battle to be over. And Mr. Santa Anna was found later in his very lovely silk underwear. And how these stories go. He was actually up in a tree. I heard that one. I mean, I've read all different counts, right? So let's just say the fun story is that he was taken by her beauty, went with him. He was very enthralled with her. She was keeping him busy in the tent while Houston came and took care of business. And he ran and was captured a couple of days later in his underwear. Her name was
ocupado, as we say.
But her name was actually Emily West, and it's Emily Morgan because she had been under the Mr. Morgan, which people in Houston know about Morgan, that she was under him. And then after this happened, apparently she got her freedom papers and actually went back east. So she didn't stay in Texas. She went back to, I believe she was born in Connecticut. I think she went back there. So that's the story. But the real story here, ladies, is powerful. That is the power of a woman. This guy, Santa Anna, dotted his I's and crossed his T's and did everything by the book. And for him to do something as, say, careless as that with Houston's army less than a mile away, said, okay, everybody, we're going to have a siesta, which meant he was going to go into his tent with Miss Emily. And because of that battle, that started the Texas Republic, and Texas was able to get the freedom from Mexico, and the rest of the story is, as they say, history.
Well, she was very brave.
Yes.
She was definitely, as a former slave, she knew the price of freedom. She did. And so she was willing to put her own life on the line to secure the freedom of Texas. And so when you get that, and she was just like, yeah, I'll go with him, and keep him entertained, if you will. But it was for a higher calling. It was for a real reason. And Texas, and we're going to talk about some other women also, but in upcoming events and coffee chats, but she volunteered. Santa Anna, I mean, I'm sure, all powerful men kind of have a charm. I don't know if he was good looking or not. Nobody cares. But the point, yeah, well, yeah, little short guy, little alto. But he was used to getting what he wanted. And she was like, I will volunteer. I will go and I will sacrifice, because it wasn't because she thought he was like, God's gift. She really wanted to fight and do her part for Texas. So that leads me into this. Many times, Cindy, we do something that seems like a small thing, or that people might misunderstand why we're doing. And we don't have to explain ourselves. We don't have to say, well, this is why I did it and blah, blah, blah. But many times, especially as women, we have to use our God-given talents, which is intuition, heart, and the intelligence, and courage. The word courage actually comes from the French word coeur, to have heart. And she did. She had all of those, and she acted on it, and has become legendary. Proud of our women.
Bravo.
Yeah,
and actually, there's a statue. It's one of the newer statues at the Alamo of Emily Morgan.
Yes.
Which I love this because it acknowledges the power of a woman. And as we go through this series, Jeannie, we're going to bring out all kinds of women all throughout history. Some women who've changed empires. I mean, like Cleopatra. And a lot of times it boils down to their sexuality, their charm, the love that the man who just lost his thinking. He wasn't able.
As we say, his mind went south.
Yeah.
Okay, we got it.
You said that good. I actually have a line of that in my play Pearl, right?
Oh.
Sometimes they let that thing do their thinking for them. But we as women, and we're not trying to whatever, it is time that we start understanding how valuable we are, how as women, and how we can actually save this planet, which is why you and I started Bnow. We had this dream. We're going to save not just a few people, we're going to save the entire planet.
Well, our logo, not our logo, but our motto is, or our tagline is, women advocating women and together healing the world with love. And that's why we're doing this. And so, I love this storytelling. I love these true, courageous stories. And, we all know, like you said, the legends come down. Who knows how much of it has been tweaked or whatever. But the reality is she was a real woman, Emily Morgan. She helped to do her part for the formation of the Texas independence. And she has been recognized. She's had a song written about her. She has a hotel named after her. That's a big deal, Cindy.
It really is. Well, this is fun doing all these women, Jeannie.
I love it. Thank you so much, Cindy. We'll talk soon.
Okay, thank you.
Here, my friend.